Beneath thick layers of dust and the silent weight of centuries, a recent discovery has left archaeologists perplexed. A mysterious golden object of extremely ancient appearance and surprisingly similar to the legendary Ark of the Covenant was found in a chamber that had remained hidden for generations. The question that echoes is inevitable. Could it be the sacred reliquary described in the scriptures? Rumors of curses, divine power, and forgotten episodes of history began to circulate intensely. Should the identification be confirmed, the implications would be profound enough to reshape historical narratives and provoke intense debates between faith and science. The discovery began discreetly during a modest excavation in the hills of Judea. Conducted by Israeli and North American archaeologists, there was no significant funding, no press coverage, and no government support. The work relied solely on the reference to an ancient manuscript that mentioned a hidden chamber beneath ancient ruins. Many specialists considered the hypothesis unlikely. However, a ground-penetrating radar scan revealed at approximately 30 feet deep a perfectly carved rectangular structure with proportions and symmetry that did not appear natural. The dimensions corresponded remarkably to the biblical descriptions of the place where the Ark of the Covenant was believed to have been kept. Fearing premature repercussions, the team maintained absolute secrecy. After removing heavy limestone slabs that sealed the enclosure, they encountered a golden chest measuring approximately 4 feet in length and 2 feet in height. The lid displayed carved winged figures identified as cherubim, as described in biblical tradition. The object showed no visible signs of corrosion or wear. When one of the archaeologists extended his hand to touch it, a sudden equipment failure occurred. Lights went out, cameras stopped functioning, and digital devices lost power. The episode was interpreted by some as coincidence, and by others as an unsettling sign. Beneath the chest, inscriptions in ancient Hebrew were identified, eliminating immediate suspicions of forgery. The walls of the chamber displayed a thick layer of soot, suggesting an ancient fire, yet the object remained intact. Numerous human skeletons were scattered around, without apparent signs of violence. The scene suggested sudden and inexplicable death. Days later, while reviewing one of the few analog recordings that had survived the technical failures, the team detected a low, rhythmic sound, similar to a distant chant, which no one remembered hearing during the excavation. In the laboratory, the analyses brought even more mystery. X-ray examinations produced no conclusive results. Chemical tests failed to identify the composition of the material, whose golden surface did not correspond to any known alloy. The internal core likewise did not resemble wood of any identifiable species. Furthermore, the emission of a pulsating electromagnetic field was detected at a constant rhythm comparable to slow heartbeats. A few days after contact with the object, some researchers reported adverse effects: vivid dreams, nosebleeds, episodes of temporary blindness, and the sensation of voices coming from inside the chest. Before the studies could advance, government authorities intervened. The site was isolated by military forces, the equipment confiscated, and the team members subjected to interrogations and strict confidentiality agreements. The artifact was reportedly transported in a lead-lined container under heavy escort. In less than 24 hours, the operation appeared to have been erased from public records. A technician named Daniel Knox released a video describing the removal of the object and mentioning that the container had been loaded onto an unidentified ship. The following day, the video was taken down, and he disappeared. Before that, he had sent a friend in Jerusalem a copy of a manuscript found nearby, which mentioned a second hiding place beneath the Temple Mount, sealed in the days of the prophet Jeremiah. Scans conducted discreetly indicated a magnetic anomaly concentrated in the described area, with a pulsation similar to that recorded in the artifact. Other clues reinforced the enigma. A golden plate preserved in an Israeli museum, previously catalogued as a ritual object, proved to be a coded map when its symbols were compared with ancient manuscripts. The indicated route matched sealed tunnels beneath the Temple Mount. Meanwhile, Ethiopian traditions maintain that the Ark was taken to Axum and remains guarded there by a monk devoted exclusively to its watch. Declassified documents from an Allied mission in the 1940s mention an unregistered container found during an excavation in Egypt associated with archaeologist Dr. Emery Foster. In 1968, a photograph taken in the Sinai would show a golden object similar to the one described. An attached letter warned, "They are preparing. Something is about to come." Among the most controversial claims is that of Ron Wyatt, who on January 6, 1982, declared that he had found the Ark beneath Jerusalem, below the site traditionally identified as Golgotha. According to him, the artifact had been hidden during the Babylonian siege led by Nebuchadnezzar in the year 586 before Christ. Wyatt claimed to have identified a crack in the rock consistent with the earthquake described in the Gospel of Matthew, and declared that he had found traces of blood containing 24 chromosomes, an interpretation widely rejected by the scientific community and by religious leaders. Historically, the Ark of the Covenant was considered the most sacred object of Israel. Covered in gold and adorned with 2 cherubim, it was believed to contain the tablets of the 10 Commandments given to Moses at Sinai. Some texts also mention Aaron's staff and the manna. Built according to divine instructions, it was transported by the Levites without direct contact. After the destruction of the first temple, its whereabouts became uncertain. Traditions vary between Babylon, hiding places beneath the temple, a cave on Mount Nebo, Axum, Rome, or Ireland. Recent excavations in the city of David revealed a gold ring with a red stone, dated to approximately 2,300 years near the Temple Mount. Although there is no proof of a direct connection to the Ark, the discovery reignited debates about the historical and religious context of the region. Theologically, many interpret the Ark as a prophetic symbol. In the account of the empty tomb, Mary Magdalene encounters 2 angels positioned where the body of Jesus had lain, an image that recalls the cherubim over the mercy seat. Just as the high priest sprinkled blood for atonement, the New Testament presents the sacrifice of Christ as the definitive fulfillment of the covenant. Between archaeological accounts, ancient documents, government interventions, and religious interpretations, the central question remains: was the Ark of the Covenant truly found, or does it remain hidden, awaiting the moment of its revelation? The search persists, fueled by the meeting between historical investigation, spiritual conviction, and fascination with the mystery. Thank you for watching. While you are here, do not forget to like and subscribe to the channel. Click on one of the recommended videos on the screen for more incredible information. See you there.